Wait, I think we're live. Okay, cool. I hit live. It should be live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to yet another awkward, floor stream. All my cords are tangled up. Yikes. So, we're continuing something that we were working on the other day, which was the padding on this body here. And, oh boy. I didn't actually show how I did the knee padding, but I did start on the feet paws. I'm still trying to figure out where to put the mic here. I guess I'll just put it up here. You like my SpongeBob trash can? I've had this as long as I can remember. That's an amazing name. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. Judge Judy Slayer. That's so funny. Alright, well, you're very early to the party. Usually it takes a few minutes for people to kind of file in, but hi! Gee, I'm not sure which side. I'll put them on this side, okay. Here we go. So last time we worked on this foot. Basically, we started with nothing, and we made this foot. And, so today what we're gonna do is we're gonna make that back heel piece that connects down in here. So I'm just gonna slip this on this guy's leg here. Alright. So we're gonna be making this back heel piece. And the cool thing is, it's exactly the same method as if you're making this front leg piece. So, I guess it doesn't matter that I didn't show how to do this. But I will explain if the few differences after we do it. So first, let me show you. This is where we're at right now. We've got this foot. It's very solid. It's very nice. It's a good outdoor foot. Built on a Croc because they're waterproof. They fit a lot of people very well, and yeah, they're lightweight. They're just Crocs are just perfect for this. Yeah, so this is where we're at right now. We've got two of these. Got the other one here. I made sure, the best of my ability, I made them symmetrical. And you gotta make sure that it's got this curve here. Otherwise it'll be a straight 90-degree angle and it'll look awkward. Okay. So now, I'm gonna stick it back on him. We're going to make this back heel piece. And so this, I'm just like struggling on this rack here. So this person in particular, every person is different height, yeah? And the last person, I was working on their costume, they were so tall, I had to put buckets underneath here to lift it up to make my rack taller. But this person is slightly, just ever so slightly too short. Because if you look down here, this is where usually people stop doing their dummies right where their ankle hits. So I have to add about 4 inches or so for how tall their foot would be. And if you can, it's hard to tell, I guess, but you gotta include about a few inches. You gotta figure out how high to make it. So I have to actually boost this up by like 2 inches. So that's why I have my duct tape roll here to boost it up. Hey, how you doing? First stream in a long time because, whew, I've been busy with all kinds of family stuff, but I'm glad to be back. It felt weird. It's like I miss the people and I miss streaming. It's weird. I just it's a feeling I don't know how to explain. But hi, I hope you're doing well. So yeah, this foot, I'm gonna have to boost it up about 2 inches. So this is about 2 inches, and there we go. So that does make things a little trickier because this will try to move sometimes. And when you're trying to sew and like pattern, you want to make sure it's properly angled. Like, it's hard to explain, but if you move it this way, obviously you'll get a different pattern than if you have it over here. So make sure everything is properly balanced and stuff. If you have to have some kind of riser like I do. Oh, thank you, Avengers. Ugh. I know, I want to stream with you really badly. Oh, good, Malachite, that's awesome! I'm so glad it finally got to you. It took a long time for that tail to go through customs, didn't it? Like, a long time. And then when I did, you had to pay a fee, which I was shocked, actually. I thought I was the only one that had to pay a fee. But you got it, and I'm really glad you like it. That one was one of my favorites, actually. I'm really glad that somebody got it that liked it. Good job winning the giveaway. I was gonna say good job, but, you know, it's, like, kind of a random thing, but I'm really glad you like it. Okay, this is my little practice one. I have extra weird pieces. I have an extra ear, like a foam ear. I have an extra nose, like extra tongues and claws, like weird extra pieces, but they're really good for, like, holding up and planning out things. So I just hold on to them. I actually have 2 of these. So, yeah, I'm actually just going to hold it up and kind of look at it. Usually I would just, usually I'd tape it up, and then I would kind of stand back, look at it from different angles. Cool. Well, the neat thing about this is that he's not as tall as the last person, so I don't have to make this super tall, because the last one was about this tall. It was crazy. The thing about padding here, okay. So, like, if I was going to tell somebody, so let's say somebody wants to make a fursuit, and they say, okay, I really want to make a fursuit. What is the first thing I should do? What is the first thing I should learn? I would actually tell them, you need to learn how to draw. Like, you don't need to get by, like, you don't need to be able to, like, to be the best artist in the world, but you need to be able to get by. Because you need to be able to read these shapes in your mind's eye. This shape right here, this needs to be this proper shape. It needs to come out about this far. You don't want it to be too far, but you don't want it to be too thin. This shape is a really nice rounded, like I got the round here. And the important thing is, you want this to flow in to this. So when you're making this piece, you can't have it too high. It'll look really awkward. And if you have it too low, it'll look really awkward. You gotta get it that exact height. So that's why I like to, like, tape it up, look at it from far back, different angles, maybe move it around a little. You gotta get it right, just right. How do I clean the tail? Okay, do you know what a laundry bag is? Because you can just get one of those, and toss it. You can toss that and, wait, let me see. Yeah, that one, yeah, that's totally fine. So you can toss it in a laundry bag, which is kind of like a pillowcase, but it has a zipper. Toss it in one of those, put it in the washing machine with just on its own, just by itself, and use liquid detergent, not Tide Pods, and in cold water, only cold water, and put it on the delicate cycle. And then once that's done, just wring it out the best you can, and put it in front of a fan. And just brush it out as it dries in front of the fan. And yeah. Oh, hi. Are you somebody that I know, or that changed your name? Or are you somebody who's never said hi before? Because hello. I'm sorry you weren't feeling great. Isn't this okay, for my brother, this is his second day of school, so, I mean, if you're in the same system that we are in, at least in Michigan, I mean... Oh, it's Macy! Okay, that checks out. You know, I hate seeing my hair from different angles, it just looks tangled to me. Look at that jaggedy... Anyways, don't look at my hair! Alright. We're here to learn about fursuits, not my hair. Okay, so it's really important that you get that right height. Cool. So to begin with, let's just say you don't have a practice thing like I do. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna have to eyeball it, and there's no other way to do it. You gotta eyeball it. You need to make a shape for the back here, and it's gonna look kind of like this. Yes. So this one is, I mean, it's longer. It's about, I'd say, one sheet of paper. Just take one sheet of paper, you know, lengthwise, and just kind of draw this shape. And let me just give you some measurements. This might help if I give you measurements. why. Because whenever Tide Pods show up, bad things happen. Oh, Mr. Woofs. Mr. Woofs, you gotta be a part of this. Alright, you sit right here. There you go. Good boy. Alright. Quick measurement. Alright, so this thing, is about a foot tall, so 12 inches tall, and about 5.5 inches wide. So yeah, just, what I did was I cut out a shape like this, and then I held it up here. And I tried to guess if it was a good size or not. And if it looked good or bad, then I would adjust it. I cut out like 4 or 5 papers before I was happy with this one, so. Hey, how you doing? Wow, I'm shocked there's so many people here. That's awesome. Because it's been so long since I streamed, I was just worried everybody would just leave and... yeah. But thank you for saying hi, everybody. That really makes me happy. Awesome. Yeah, now I know who you are. It's Macy. Easier to tell. Oh, yeah. So what happened was, so I went to stream, and then my brother's like, hey, I'm playing Overwatch. And I was like, oh, really? Oh, really? And then, several hours later, I'm like, huh. Oh, I was supposed to stream, wasn't I? So yeah, yet another night goes wasted from Overwatch. It's just, what the heck? Like, I haven't had time to play games lately, so it's like it's all catching up on me in the past 2 days. It's crazy. But I had fun, and I'm just dying to get back to work. Like, I actually start getting a little antsy if I don't work on something, like, artsy. Okay, so yeah, this is the perfect shape right here. You want it to go, like, if you were to look from the absolute back, you don't want this paper to, like, hang over the sides of the leg, like, you want it to just cut off right here. So this is a good size, I'd say. And it's not an exact science. Do your best. If you learn how to draw at least just a little bit, it will help you a ton. So yeah, that paper is super important because if you just start cutting into foam, foam is expensive. You will waste your whole college fund on foam. Don't do that, actually. That was a joke. Who's your... You're not gonna be shocked. It's totally Mercy. Yeah. Prepare to act shocked. I'm such a Mercy main. Like... Oh, that's okay. I mean, I just like it when you guys come and hang out. There's no obligation to come and hang out. But it's cool to see you guys. If you can show up, then awesome. Just say hi or whatever. But, totally not necessary. Whatever you feel like doing, if you want to watch a stream or not. But I appreciate that. You're so sweet. Okay, I know the lighting's a little bit strange. I'm not used to working with window lighting. There we go. Okay, so I actually, after using a pattern, whenever I use a pattern, first off, I make the pattern. And first I'll draw it on a piece of paper. And then I'll cut it out however it needs. Let's just say I drew this, I cut it out, and I held it up. Alright, looks great, except it's too short or something. So I'll add some paper on the bottom, like I'll just tape it on, and I'll just keep revising that pattern until I have some weird Frankenstein piece of paper. But that paper is the correct shape. So then I'll just trace it onto a new fresh paper. And that's why this one is all beautiful. Because this is my non-Frankenstein version. And the more you work with a pattern, the more you slightly tweak it. So since I've done this a few times, this is a pattern that I really like, and I even wrote notes for myself on here on what to do. So I actually wrote, do 3 layers of 1/2 inch thick foam, 1 inch, a layer of 1 inch thick, round it out, If it's not big enough, add a layer of 1/2-inch foam on the inside. Cool. So we're gonna do that together, but yeah, if you have notes for yourself, don't be afraid to write it on your pattern. Very helpful. Alright. Let me catch up on the comments real fast. Right? It's either a super early stream or a super late stream. I just can't win. Oh, thank you. I hope, I had to make a tail that said good vibes. I sure hope I can bring the good vibes. Thank you. That makes me really happy that somebody gets some kind of entertainment. Yeah, right? Assuming I actually go to bed on time today, hopefully my sleep schedule will be sorted. Because if I accidentally stay up late again, I swear. But I've already fulfilled my entertainment quota for like the next 5 days. So I'm pretty sure I'll be going to bed on time. Okay, so I've done this before, and I've written notes to myself. And I wrote notes that I need to trace 3 of these onto 1/2-inch thick foam. So you might ask, you can't say along, oh, that's totally okay. That's just awesome you get to say hi at all. Yeah, classes are starting up for everybody. It's been crazy. Like, I know it's really intense. Lots of people have college classes, and like the confusing part is some of them are online and some of them are not, and like, do you wear masks, and there's all these extra rules. It's really it's just wild. It's like, you know, everybody's been out of the swing of things for a while, and now that school's back on, it's well, let me tell you, I do not miss school, boy. But I would not have chosen to not do school. Like, okay, I don't know how to speak, but I'm glad I went to school. Like, I'm glad I graduated high school, and I'm glad I went to college and graduated that. I learned so much. I suffered a lot, but that's just life. You're gonna suffer anyways. You might as well suffer with a degree. If I went into anything other than art, I'm pretty sure I'd be making bank. Like, I have a twin sister, yeah? She went for nursing, and she's making enough money where she's paying for this apartment. I'm just mooching here, because I'm an artist. I don't make money. So, yeah, if you want to be an artist, have fun, but marry rich, I guess? Masks are required inside. Oh, interesting. Okay. Because I've been hearing different things about different schools, so I wasn't sure. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, man. Yeah, I like to watch streams when I'm doing stuff like folding laundry or, yeah, even packing or just, you know, just mindless stuff that you need some entertainment. That's really awesome. Thank you for choosing me. Put me in the background while I complain about school. You're making your Harry Potter costume to work with the tail and mask for Halloween. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys gotta send me all your Halloween pictures. I'm so stoked. I love Halloween. This will be my first Halloween since I've been a streamer, so I'm definitely gonna have to do a stream or something in costume. I'm very excited. But, you know, fursuits are so hot. I should be doing that the rest of the year, too, but I'm not. Okay, anyways, I cut out this piece. So now, of course, hold it up. Let's see how it looks. Yep, that looks like a leg piece. It sure does. So you can look at it from the back, like you guys are saying, or from the side, like I'm looking at it. Yeah, and the shape looks good. This bottom layer is okay if it's too big. It's okay if it's too big. You'd rather this be too big than too small. Make it too big than too small. So if you don't know, but cool. So the reason we're doing multiple layers of thin foam rather than one like 5-inch thick foam where you carve it out, this curve. So you might notice right here, Like, this foam is in a few layers. I guess it's hard to see. It's in a few layers because you can't get... Alright, let me just grab my thicker foam here. Alright. So, here's this foam. If I try to bend it, it's gonna want to bend back. It has some kind of, I can't remember the word, oh my gosh. It wants to bend back. It has a force. It has a force! Oh my gosh. CloverCat out of context. Alright, but if you bend this one, I mean, yes, it still has, it wants to push back, but it's lesser. So basically, if you try to bend something thicker like the thicker foam and glue it, it's gonna want to bounce back. And the only thing you can do about that is either A, get a thick foam and carve it so where it's round on the inside for this leg to fit in. Or B, use multiple layers and shape it into that round shape rather than trying to take a thick foam and like bend it. So that's what we're doing instead. We're taking multiple layers, starting with the first layer. Like, you probably can't tell, but this is like curved a little, and that's on purpose. It's so it can fit directly on the leg, which is curved. So do the first layer and hold it curved, then do the second layer and, you know, curve it. Just so you're just going to keep adding layers and curving it as you go. Oh my gosh, that's such a cool costume idea. Yeah, you gotta send some pictures in the Discord or something, because I can't wait to see that. That sounds so fun. Oh man, I love Halloween. I want to be Halloween. Oh yeah, I remember what I was grabbing. Okay. I need my, I'm sorry. Glue gun. I always forget the glue gun. Oh, that's a nice shot of my butt. That's wonderful. Just look at my hair. Butts don't exist. Oh, that's, hi. Alright. Just bear with me in my butt. Alright. Ugh. I sure wish my hair wasn't being all weird right now. Since, you know, I'm on camera, but whatever. One day I'll do a redeeming stream where my hair is actually better. There we go. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh, the man, he's covered in foam. Oh, poor baby. Oh my gosh. And I never would have noticed if you didn't tell me that. Dear Lord, I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling me that. Oh man. That's awful. Poor baby. Oh, he's still got foam on him. Oh, he didn't deserve that. No, he fell in the trash. Oh, alright, awesome. I'm sure your mom would like it. I mean, she's probably gonna think it's crazy, but you know, every Halloween costume is crazy. In a fun way. That's what makes it fun, is because there is no way, like, you would be wearing, like, a Batman Joker costume any other day. Why did I say Joker and Batman? I don't know anything about them. But you see costumes for them all the time, so people must really like them. Alright. Poor Mr. Woofs. Okay, I actually have my hot glue guns charging and warming up. Okay? Got this. Cool. So, if you have your foot, which would be ideal, if you have your foot, you can stick it on right now. Because there are millions of ways you can make a fursuit, as we call them. It's a piece of art, and there's no one way to do it. And I've tried where I have the bodysuit, like, come down to here and end here. And, I had snaps on Figbees, but ever since I used Figbees, like, after my first bodysuit, I was like, no, zippers. So yeah, I would put a zipper, but it's like either you could put it here, or what I've been trying lately is putting it up here at like just above the calf. And honestly, that's working way better for me, because if you do that, this heel piece can be connected, and otherwise you'd have 1, 2, 3 separate pieces here, when it's easier just to have 1, 2 pieces. It's a lot. In my opinion, I really like the way this works out better, and I think the zipper is more comfortable up here rather than down here. But I mean, Figby has a different color foot. The different color changes right here. So if I want it to be less noticeable, I might put it down here. It's totally personal preference, but I'm gonna try to put it up here. I'm gonna put the zipper here, and so let's just imagine that, yeah. That was funny timing. I know! Mr. Woofs goes in the trash. Actually, oh shoot, I guess it's too far gone. I was gonna say we should clip that. I'm gonna make that into a really short meme of Mr. Woofs falling in the trash. It's gonna be good, trust me. Anytime you hear somebody say trust me, it's like, what are you gonna do? Alright, I'm trying to arrange this so the camera can see it a little better. Alright. Poor Mr. Woofs. He just wanted to live. Or maybe not. Maybe he just wanted to die. Alright. So the thing is, see, I wanna cut this. I really wanna cut this, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out the best way to connect this. Because the last one I did, they were so tall, I was just able to kind of glue it on right here. Like, on these 2 pieces right here. I was glued together. But this one, this person is shorter, so, trying to figure out the best way to go about doing this. Yeah. Because before, let's tuck it in. Let's tuck it in. Let's see how that goes. Okay. So, well, there is one thing I need to add, before I forget. Ugh. So this piece here, this round piece, doesn't actually have to go all the way up here. I just kind of had it here, just 'cause. I'm actually gonna cut it out because I don't need it. Ugh. You don't want to have extra foam that you don't need. It just makes it heavier and, you know, to, like, carry water. It's just, it's not necessary, then don't have it. So basically, the highest part I need is up this, I need this curve. But anything up past this curve, this straightaway piece, all the way around, basically, I mean, it's just going to be covered in fur. There's no reason to have straight foam here. So I'm going to cut off that. That is the plan. Right here. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second while I do this. Focusing. Cool. Alright, so this is gonna help me out here. I don't think it's necessary to have the foam there. If you really want it, I mean, you can, but I just don't think it's... I think it's kind of pointless to have extra foam. Alright. So, here we are. I could have cut off this back piece if I wanted, but I just didn't, because it's probably gonna go glued in like this anyways. This is advanced foam science, right? I'm telling you, man, it's like, if you don't know how to draw, it makes this 5,000 times harder, because you don't, you don't know. You just do not have the knowledge in your brain to know what shape you need where. It's just, you look at it and you're like, where do I begin? And honestly, if I didn't know how to draw a little bit at least, I don't think I could do this. Like, it's completely necessary. Okay. So right now, I'm actually just trying to line everything up. Because when you're making stuff, you gotta make sure it's actually lined up properly, because if it's angled or messed up in some way, and you make the whole padding, and then you find out it's like shaped wrong, you're gonna be sad. So it does take some effort, but it's worth it when you figure out exactly what you're trying to do and when you get it to work properly. Alright, so what I think I'm gonna do, I'm actually just gonna cut off this whole hunk right here. Cool. Honestly, this will be easier. So this is like Figbee's foot. Figbee's foot, it just has like a connection right here. It's separate. That's how I take it off from the bodysuit, is this piece right here. But what we're doing is we're adding the heel on, and the zipper is going to be up here. What I really need is like a foam board. No, not a foam board. Like a wood slab. Just a few different 1-inch wood slabs, and just, you know, like raise up the foot rather than trying to balance it on a foam, like a duct tape roll. I'm not really sure what the plan is here. It's kind of dumb. Okay. Stuff this in here. See, the problem is I'm trying to make sure this lines up properly, and I'm not actually like a genius. I wish I could just do this faster. It's just taking me a good hot second to make sure I get it right. Alright. So what I want to do... Okay. So, we have this... Where'd it go? This piece. Yeah. So, this piece is going to actually be a lot shorter. But, you know, easier to cut it off than to add it. So, the thing is, right here... I might actually... I need to bring the camera closer. How am I going to do that? Screw it. I'm gonna try to explain it, and if I need to bring the camera closer, I will. So basically, there is space all the way around in this. Like I can fit my hand all the way around. That's fine. That's just, this is the shape it needs to be. And if there's extra space in there, I mean, that's fine. But I did want to kind of fill in this back section, just the back, with the padding. So I'm actually gonna stuff this in here. I'm just gonna see how this looks. Because it might just need to be padded in the back, or it might need to be padded in the front. It needs to be padded on one of them so it doesn't, like, fly all around the place. Given where the heel is, actually, I think I might need to pad it in the front. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Good. Extra a scrap here. There we go. Haha. Cool. So this will be a little bit better. I just don't want it to be too huge of an opening. It's because that's kind of excessive. That makes it really hard. That's better. It's kind of part of that angle, isn't it? You kind of need that angle to be fully flushed out there. I didn't have this trouble on the other one for some reason, because right now I'm just having trouble kind of picturing it. Sorry, this is the boring part. Me trying to figure out what I'm doing. Alright, but anyways, this goes here. This piece we made will go here. So I'm just gonna cut this out at the proper height. So, slices, there we go. Okay, so this piece I'm actually gonna glue right down onto the back of the heel here. And if I need extra padding in there, I'll put it after. Because right now this is fine. This is good. I like it. It's the right shape, the right size. Alright. So I'm just gonna glue this puppy right on here. Alright. When you are tracing your pattern and stuff, like obviously the foam usually comes in a roll. So just work with that. Work with the curve, because I accidentally cut this one out and I kind of like trimmed the edge already. Anyways, I did it backwards. It's trying to like curve the wrong way. So just, you know, work with the curve. This is the part that you want to put on the leg, you know. It's maybe it's stupid. All right. This is fine. Cool. So we can do a lot of adjusting after, but right now, you know, just get that first piece on there. Your piece here might be taller than mine, or shorter, or different shape. However it works out for you. Oh, first of all, hi Sparky. Welcome to Clover's Bad Hair Day. Yes. There is totally SpongeBob on my pants. Oh no. Alright, this is important. You gotta see the SpongeBob on my pants. It says, split happens. I know, right? It's high quality. Only the best. Only the best. Like, I adore these pants. They're just so cute. I have such a SpongeBob thing. I don't know why I love SpongeBob so much. I guess since yeah, okay. I was like, where did my SpongeBob trash can go? This is still here. Entertain people. I've had this since I was a kid, and I'm never getting rid of it. It's gotten a little bit dented up over the years, but you know, when I was little, I would always, because there's a side of SpongeBob and Patrick, and I would always turn it so that the Patrick side was towards me, because Patrick was always my favorite character. And there is a Gary over here, too. Anyways, random, pointless story. Sorry about that. Cute. Thank you. I know, I love all my SpongeBob stuff. Alright, I'm gonna try this foot back on, and we'll see how it looks. Okay. That actually looks really great. So I gotta make sure the dummy isn't rotating in an awkward way that makes it look wrong. Cool. Alright, give me just a second. I want to make sure this is correct before I keep going. And yes, it is. Looks great. I like it. Okay, so next step here. We're gonna cut out another one of these, except this time, instead of just cutting it in half and like sticking it on there, we're gonna put it across the whole back here. Because the thing is, this leg, it doesn't just, it isn't gonna be a flat 90-degree angle here. It needs to be curved. So when we add a few more layers, it'll give us the chance to shape it a little bit better. So that's the goal right now. Let's cut out another one. I was obsessed with SpongeBob, so no judgment. Yeah, SpongeBob is a gold mine. That is a great, great show. At least the old stuff. I don't care for the new stuff, but what are you gonna do? Alright. So when we cut out the next one, it's gonna go, oh, you guys can't see it. Never mind, I'll show you guys in a minute. Oh, I'm gonna break out the next roll. I go through this foam like crazy. You guys wouldn't even believe. And this is expensive stuff. Like, I go roll after roll, and you know, it adds up, and then you cry because you're broke. Anyways, yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. I mean, I've been having some real rough time lately. Like, every single person in my family, I swear, everybody's getting some kind of, all I can say is my family is in an emergency state right now. Everybody's, like, getting sick. Everybody is needing some kind of help, and it's been really stressful. But, you know, things are slowly dying down. At least that's what I'm telling myself to keep myself sane. So I'm hoping things are kind of going back to normal, and yeah. So I guess I'm good because I've been worse, if that makes sense. I hope you guys are doing good. I know! I keep facing it the wrong way, too. Let's put it down lower. now there's foam stuck to the camera. That's just... Whew. Okay. So here's layer number 2. Cool. So I'm gonna slap this on here. And that looks great. Just lining it up exactly with the other one because we're gonna curve it later. So right now I'm actually just lining it up perfectly. And it looks great. So let's take it out so I can glue it. I tried to kill Mr. Woofs earlier as well. That's true. Everybody has to go, including Mr. Woofs. Get him out of here. I accidentally... Yeah, Mr. Woofs took a dive into the trash can, so... really glad Avengers told me that, because I would have found out later, but he would have been covered in lots more foam scraps, and it would have just... It would have been staticky. Would have been everywhere. Oh, thank you so much for following. Lunar deprived. I hope I'm reading that right. I can't read that far. My screen is very far away today. But thank you for following. I appreciate that. Alright, guys. I'm gonna just glue the second layer. Yeah! Layers! I love layers. So, the thing is, your glue gun can't spit out enough glue to get the whole thing covered before... Like, it only can heat up so much glue at once, right? So, it's like you can't glue the whole... You can't put glue on the whole thing. It's like you gotta choose a part. So, usually, I'll start by, like, putting some glue on a line, in a line down the middle, and then sticking it on there. And then once the glue gun has heated up more glue, I start putting it on the edges, like the sides. So, I forgot about that until just now, because... Obviously, you just saw me run out of glue. Oops. But, that's fine. So I'm just gonna lift up the edges and, put more glue. Now, you don't need a ton, unless you have really, not good glue. So, oh, 3D modeling, yes! Oh, man. I haven't been able to 3D model in ages. And I'm so sad about it. I've been wanting to make so many things. So many character models. I want to 3D print again. I just... Busy. But boy, that's so fun. I hope you're having fun. Because that's like... such a fun thing to do. I mean, it's really... It takes a lot of skill, for sure, to do 3D modeling of any kind. Because there's... The program, you go... Like, you open the program, and you just look at it, and it's like... All these... There's just so much to take in. So any kind of 3D modeling is just, it's a lot. It's a handful. But when you know how to do it, like when you learn how to do it and you get it just right, oh, you can make some awesome stuff. It's just like drawing, you know, like people, I'm sure everybody has had an idea in their head once where they wanted to show people and they just couldn't. And being able to draw is a great way to show people something that's in your head. So it's the same thing with 3D modeling. Used a ton of glue and it failed you. No! Yeah, glue can... That's so sad. Depending on where the glue is, you might need stronger glue or better quality glue. Because believe it or not, there actually are better... There are tiers of glue. Top tier... My favorite is Gorilla Glue. I mean, that stuff has more actual adhesive in it, like, than... Most glues are just... Like, if you get a cheap glue sticks, it's mostly just plastic. Just hot melted plastic. Gorilla Glue actually has good bonding adhesive in it, so it's like... You're buying glue that doesn't have glue in it if you're buying the cheap stuff. So it's like, why are you selling me glue that isn't glue? Alright. So this is looking good. Let's add the third layer. And so the third layer, I'm gonna actually not make it go down as far, just slightly less, maybe like 2 inches less. It doesn't really matter, but the thing is, once I carve it and round it out later, this bottom piece doesn't need to be super thick. So I'll just show you up close what we've got now. So first, we glued this top tombstone shape onto this main foot, and then we put a long piece on the back. And so the thing is, when we're done, we're gonna like kind of round out this shape is gonna be big and puffy right here, and it's gonna kind of come down this way, and this is gonna be like blended in, rounded out. So you don't have to make this go all the way to the bottom, but you can if you want. If you don't know what it's gonna look like, you can just make it go to the bottom and then, you know, round it out after. Yeah, hot glue is like, it works for a lot of stuff, like, but not everything. I'll just say that. Hot glue can fail you. I don't know. There's a handful of glues out there that are stronger, but the stronger you go, the more dangerous it is. And dangerous glues is kind of a scary territory, so yeah. Alright. Well, I guess this is fine. Oh, well. See, I'm trying to think in terms of the future right here. I'm trying to make sure if I have to leave, like, extra remnant pieces, I want to make sure that they're actually big enough to be used, not just, like, too tiny. I'm not going to angle the camera down. I'm just cutting out another piece. So this is our third layer, if you will. Layer number 3. I just love layers. I live for layers, apparently. Yeah, if you have an electric carving knife, which I do, I just don't like. I don't like it. Some makers prefer to just take a huge hunk of 5-inch thick foam and just carve that rounded shape out. And to be honest, that's probably way easier than doing it this way with multiple layers and stuff. I just really don't like carving with the electric carving knife. I don't know what it is. It's just not a tool that I enjoy trying to do art with. I don't know. Everybody has their preference. It's like when you're cutting fur. Do you want to use an X-Acto blade or scissors? It's totally doesn't matter which. It's just you gotta choose. You're gonna need one of them. Okay, cool. So since this middle piece is curved, because it's curved to fit around the leg, every layer you add on, it's gonna be like slightly shorter. Like, ugh. So even though this is the same length of layer that we're adding on, it's not gonna come all the way to the edge. It's gonna be slightly less just because it's curved. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's another reason, especially in this part with the rounded leg thing, I like to glue the middle line first on there and then glue the sides. It's just another reason for that. Oars are like onions, they have layers. Oh, I haven't seen Shrek in flippin' years, but ironically enough, I was just watching a YouTube video about Shrek just before I started streaming. I don't know why I was doing that. Actually, I do. I've always been thinking about what if I started making costumes for like musicals and stuff. So I've been actually looking into like theater and stage stuff. And I kind of got on this tangent where I'm just kind of watching YouTube videos about all kinds of theater and stage stuff. And it's not really interesting to me to get into anything like that, but it's interesting in the way a documentary is interesting, you know? It's like it's a cool thing to know how they do it, but I don't really care about any of it, except the costuming. Like, obviously I appreciate all the artistry that goes into it, but it's not for me. But, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I was watching a YouTube video about the Shrek musical of all things. Shrek the musical scares me. Yeah, actually, it scares me too. That's what I'll say about that. It's kind of pretty terrifying, actually. Yeah, I don't know how, I don't know. I just wanted to see how, what it was like working in the industry of costume making for musicals and professional stage shows, and, like, somehow that got me on a YouTube video about Shrek the Musical. So, yeah. Really? That's so funny! Alright, so this looks goofy, but it's gonna do the job for us. Technically, this is 3 layers. The 2 long layers, and we have that short layer on this inside here. Cool. So let's try it on our boy. Let's see how it looks. Alright. So, let's see here. Make sure the dummy is facing the right way also, because it's trying to not face the right way, and that's no good. That's what Sonic told me. Alright. And this is looking pretty good, actually. Alright. So now I need to add a layer of 1-inch thick foam, just as I said in my directions. 3 layers of 1/2-inch thick foam, yes. Curving to fit the person's calf. Yes, that's what we did. I love that I wrote directions. There's no reason I had to do that. I know it in my mind what to do. It's just funny that I wrote directions. So I figured I'd read them. Okay, put the top piece on 1-inch foam, yeah. And round it out with scissors. Alright, so now we're going to put one last piece that's 1-inch foam. And it's going to go kind of in this top section, but it doesn't need to go in the bottom section. Because this is the part right here on the end. So this is the thicker part that we made all the way up here that comes down to here. So now we're just putting that top layer on. So wherever I put my 1-inch thick foam, I was hoping I'd have a remnant of that small size, but I don't, so I'm just gonna have to cut it out. Alright. So I don't need to come all the way down. I'm gonna say maybe like 2/3. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna say like maybe the top 2/3 of your pattern. So let's try that. Right around here, okay. Sorry guys, it's not worth angling the camera down every time for me to cut this out, and it's just me cutting this. It's not very interesting. Normally I would trace this out, but this is such a, like the back of the heel in particular is such a shape that it's like, first of all, it's super easy to cut out. It's just straight edges with one round top. And second of all, you're gonna like angle it by trimming it down after anyways, so you do not need it to be precise. Like, if you can get it close, then that's good. It just, yeah, precision on this one particular part of a fursuit is fine. You don't really need to worry about it all too much. Okay, got it. Cool. So here we are. I'm trying to keep up with the foam scraps this time, because if anybody saw my last stream, boy, it got a bit out of hand. Alright. So here's this heel piece. This is the part that's really going to stick out. You do not need it all the way. Like, you don't need it to come at an angle like this. This heel piece is supposed to be round like this. So see how the furthest piece out that's sticking out is not the furthest at the top. So basically, this doesn't need to be flat. This can come down a little bit. But, I guess if you do put it anywhere that's other than flat, you'd have to be able to, like, see, you'd have to know, like, guesstimate how far down to put it. So if you don't know what to do, you can leave it flat. I would just put it down at least 1 inch. At least, yeah. So, let's just do that. Let's just line it up flat on the top. And then put it down an inch. And then we'll glue this on. And then we get to the fun part, which is trimming it, which is gonna round it out, and actually we're gonna finally see what it's going to supposed to be looking like. Was that English? Going to supposed to be. Huh. I swear, English is my first language sometimes. Oh, that's so cool, Sparky! That's cool! If you get to a point where you want to share it at some point, I mean, I'm sure we'd all love to see what it looks like. I'm trying to hold the glue on here. There's just no easy way to do this, so I'm just gonna hug it. Alright. Cool. We're almost there, friends. We're almost there. So I was at Ace Hardware the other day, and my brother Dan, who, so far the only time he's shown up is, it's shown up for you guys, is, during the, what were we playing? Jet Set Radio stream. Anyways, so Dan and I went to Ace Hardware. We had to get a key made, because, basically, we've all locked ourselves out of the house so many times at this point. I don't even know how we do it, but so we needed an extra key for my parents' house so we can hide it in like the yard or something. And the key we chose was just excellent. It's just a little sword. Just a little sword. It was the cutest darned little thing I've ever seen. So if you need like a new key or something, I mean, it's kind of expensive for a key. I mean, I think it was like $5 and some change, but I mean, come on. It was a sword. That's not the one we hid in the yard, by the way. I still have to do that, actually. I have to find a spot. But, yeah. The old key that was really lame and boring, that's the one that we're gonna put somewhere. The sword is so cool. But the thing is, it doesn't, like, turn the lock properly. Like, you gotta put the key in. Then you gotta pull it out just a hair. Like, pull it out, like, 2 millimeters. Then you gotta pull it up. Then you can turn it. It's like... It looks so cool. I just wish it would work a little bit better. Okay, here we are. So, this awkwardly big chunky thing. This is where we're at, and this is a great place to be at. So, I'm actually going to... Okay, I finally just figured out what was wrong here. See, this opening is just too big. It's too big. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. I was just debating. I was just thinking about it for a long time. Honestly, I just need this to go up a little bit higher and just curve in a little bit more, and I think it'll be fine. So, I'm actually gonna do that right now. Ugh. So that piece I cut off earlier in the front here, definitely just gonna have to glue that back. But that's okay. It's a trial and error process. And once we're done with this one foot, I'm gonna have to do the other foot. So it's like... oh well. You live and you learn. See, later on, when I'm doing more feet paws and stuff, that's something that maybe I'll be able to notice earlier on, is that, oh, maybe I need to do this or that. Something that will, it will be helpful to me. I'll be able to recognize problems like that earlier on. But if you make a mistake, especially with foam, it's pretty forgiving. You can usually just glue on more foam and fix it. There we go. Okay, that's gonna be much better. That's gonna fix our problem. I need more glue. Ow. I touched the glue. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. You know, I've burned myself on glue so many times. It's like... I don't even know what to do. I just let it happen. I'm just covered in glue now. It's like, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna scream about it. I mean, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna make it hurt any less. You'd think after, like, doing this for so long, I would get good at my craft and, like, start to remember where I put the glue gun, but no. Do not cook yourself with glue. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, that's a pro tip right there. Pro tip. Awesome, Sparky. Yeah, post it when you're ready. Because that would be really cool. I'm sure everybody would love to see that. I would love to see. Awesome. Okay. So that's actually much better. Yeah. I'm seeing improvement. Yeah. Cool. So the thing is, I bet in a few hours or tomorrow or whatever, I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna see more things that I would like to adjust. And that's just the way it is with any art form. You come back to it later, once you've had time to, like, just to get your eyes off of it, see something else. When you come back to it later, you always see something that you want to adjust. And you know what? That's fine. Alright. Cool. So, this is fitting good. I like the way it looks here. In the future, I think I would have made this a little bit more curved, actually. There's a little bit more space in between on the sides, but it will be okay. I might actually just add another layer of foam that's very curved to kind of make up for it. But yeah, okay, so put it in its place at the right height that it needs to be. And now we're gonna trim it. There's just glue all over me right now. Alright. See, I want to give you guys the side view, because the side view is the best view, but I kind of, personally, I need the side view so that I can see it, so I'm not really sure how to angle the camera. Anyways. It could help you to have it on the leg. I'm gonna not put it on the leg, I'm just gonna put it over here. I think I can see it in my head, what the rest of the leg would look like. I can just imagine it. But it might be easier for you guys to have it on the leg so you can see it as you work on it. I guess that's a personal preference also. There you go. So you can be pretty liberal with cutting around the edges here. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the 90-degree angle and just cut that first layer all the way around. Nice and rounded. I'm gonna show you guys as soon as I'm done with this layer, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So here you go. So that first layer, that's the only one I rounded out. But now, we're gonna round the others. So this center piece, this top center piece, this one right here, that is the very highest height. The rest of this needs to go lower. So of this very highest height, down here, this part needs to angle down, and that's what I'm gonna cut next. Okay. There we go. Yeah, yeah. This is so satisfying. When you see it starting to take shape, it's just nice. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, see, there we go. And now it's got that rounded edge. All right. So next part, we're gonna, curve in this bottom piece here. I'm just gonna cut straight across like this. Wow, I just realized I'm starving. I'm absolutely starving. It didn't even occur to me till just now. Oops. Okay, I also cut this one when we're at it. So awesome, right? You can kind of see it. This is where the heel is going to be, and it's going to curve down here. So what we need to do is make sure that this is a nice, right now it's kind of like two lumps. We need to shave this down until it's completely flat. And honestly, right now would be a great time to break out the X-Acto blade if you have one. Oh, thank you, Sparky. That is so sweet of you. Oh, I've already made a mess. Me, who doesn't like the electric carving knife, but I still have to use the X-Acto blade. I don't know. I'm just such a hypocrite on accident. Oh, good. I thought I was gonna have to immediately change this blade, but actually, I get to have a little bit of use out of it first. That's nice. There we go. Cool. So this is how, like, this is a thin top. I can almost guarantee, if you're at this point like me, you're gonna need to trim off more on the top. Like, yeah. I'm evil. No! Star eyes. Interesting. I totally missed that. Pro tip number 1, don't touch hot glue. You know, I should have paid attention with that. Tip number 2, please eat food. You know, that one I've been really slacking on lately. It's been an accident, I swear, but you know, I haven't been eating enough food, and honestly, it's kind of messing me up, because it's making me tired because I'm not having enough calories. But I should be able to fix this soon, because that was just me suffering with all kinds of family issues. Like, now I'm back home. Things are somewhat normal. Alright. So you can see it's getting rounder. It's getting rounder. I like that shape. I'm gonna keep going. Bring out the scissors again. Alright, so but you can kind of tell from this side, it's like totally blocky. I actually need to make sure that this is nice and round. I'll show you from this side too. Like, it's like a total block. Try to close the curtain for a second. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's quite blocky. I need this to be rounded on the sides to really come out, because this part right here, this line right in the center, that's the part that's going to be raised up the most right here. Because when I'm looking at it, this whole thing is all even. It's not supposed to be. See, when I look at this one, it's rounded, and only this top section right here is the highest. That's what we're going for. I gotta take care of myself now! Honestly, though, it's just so much work. Can I just not? I mean, you're right, but at the same time, I don't wanna. Alright. So this is the part where I usually, am cutting with scissors too much, and then I forget I have an X-Acto blade, and then I remember, and then I'm like, yeah! Because the X-Acto blade, depending on what kind of angle you're trying to get, sometimes the X-Acto blade is the only way to get it. Seriously, sometimes it's the only way to get it the way you want it to look. I mean, I've made it with scissors for a long time before I started using X-Acto blades also, but boy, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't have an X-Acto blade. They're just awesome. So this is the part that gets kind of really boring to watch, and I'm really sorry about that. It's just me cutting this. Alright, so let me show you something really quickly. Where's my example? Okay. I lost my example. Oh, here we are. Okay. I'm rounding this out. That is what I'm doing right now. I'm currently rounding this out. Right here, see how you can still see the two layers? I mean, it's rounded. If you see from the side, it's kind of... Okay, it's really hard to see. I did cut across it, and it's been rounded, but I can still see the two layers very fluently. That means you didn't round it enough. It needs... Shave it down more. Shave it down even more. Because when you rounded it out more, it looks like this piece. And that looks like one big piece, yeah? Like, that looks amazing. One big piece. Apparently I've become Canadian. I didn't notice that, but I do say that a lot. I say yeah, and I guess that's something Canadians do. Yeah, right? The struggle of life, though.
Yeah, so now I just gotta trim this down for 18 years, and I have to feel bad about how long it's gonna take me. I mean, it doesn't take that long. There's been other things, like sewing machine things that have taken me a lot longer, of kind of just tedious repetition. But, I still hate doing that on stream. I feel bad. Also, after everything, I'm gonna have to shop vac, and I'm already just looking forward to shop vacking this, because I hate that my workspace is messy right now with all this foam. And it's staticky, too. Everything is staticky. Like, you think static is just for winter? No. Static attacks me all year. I think it's the hair. Okay, so here's the one side shaved down versus the other side that is not. So this side is quite blocky all the way down. And this side is much more rounded. Really nice and smooth. Yeah. So that was actually a really good idea, was to do one side and not the other. From the back here, I guess I'm just gonna have to shove this curtain closed again. Yeah, that's better. So from the back here, when I'm turning it, you can see that it's very rounded right here. It kind of blends in. But on this side where I haven't shaved it at all, it's just like a big hunk. It sticks out. You see it right there. So yeah, that's I'm trying to help you guys to just see, because I can't look at every single one of your projects. Although if you do send me pictures, I will definitely give you my input on what you should do to make it look better, like if you're having trouble with shapes. But I can't see you through the YouTube or through the Twitch, so I'm just trying to give you as much information as I can to try to help you get that right shape. Yeah. I keep meaning to set up a new appointment for the salon. I need to get my hair fixed, because it's it's, first of all, the blue is growing out a little bit, but it looks fine. It's not too grown out. I mean, I had blue tips for a long time, and I loved it, but that was a long time ago. Anyways, yeah, my bangs are just so grown out now that they're not even like bangs, they're just part of my hair. Like, they're down here. And I guess that's fine if you like long bangs, but I just started with, like, the shorter bangs, like, down to here, and I really liked how it looked. And it took a long time for it to grow out. Maybe it just felt long to me, I don't know. But basically, I'll only go to the salon when I need a haircut and I need a hair dye at the same time. Because until then, I just keep hair dyeing it myself. Which seems to be working just fine, I guess. I mean, you know, those salons, they want your business. They're like, whoa, never do that. Don't do it yourself. But, you know, like, millions of people dye their own hair. So, it's fine. You just gotta be smart about it, you know? Your hair is still pretty blue, but the blonde is growing back in. Honestly, it looks kind of cool to me. I know people don't like that very much, but I kind of like it when it grows out a little bit. It's weird, because it's like a two-tone thing. I kind of like it. I think it's fine. Well, static electricity exists all year, I would say. Yeah. See, but nobody complains about it as much, except in winter, because that's when the heat is on, and that's when it's really a problem. But yeah, I guess I should say I complain about it all year. That's a good way to put it. Oh boy. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. This is the hardest part. If you're not suffering, you're not doing it right. But to be honest, it's kind of like that. I hate this part. No, it's still not as bad as shaving fur. I hate shaving fur. That's still the worst part. Like, I like making the shapes out of the foam, but just this rounding it out part is really tedious. It's really hard on your wrist. It's almost like I should use an electric knife or something. You'll see, guys. One day I'll cave and I'll just start using the electric knife. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I feel like I can't get good enough detail out of it. I mean, I guess that's my reason right there. Is I feel like I don't get enough detail out of the electric carving knife. All right. So here's this shape. I don't like it. This back piece needs to be flatter. Honestly, I'll hold this stuff up to a mirror. I have a mirror right behind my my computer monitor right up there. I always have a mirror. Sometimes I even have two around. It's always good to have mirrors because it's hard to see things usually when it's just you looking at it. Just. But if you look at it in a mirror, you get a completely different perspective of it. And it honestly helps so much. More than you'd even realize. Alright. Cool. Sorry guys, just a second here. I figured out something that's going to improve this. Alright, well this is definitely not the case for every foot. I mean, my last one, it was fine. This one in particular, I don't need that layer here. Like, honestly, like, remember how we put the layers all the way down? And then I kind of, like, rounded it out? Honestly, I guess I didn't need to. Because this is about 4 inches. I just ripped it right off because it was just too thick. So, again, that's just something I'm going to eyeball. Yeah, so that looks a lot better. So, now that it's flat here, I'm going to angle this much, much sharper. Because right here, this is the furthest point. Everything else down here should be angled in. So, I'm going to do that. Definitely, I'm sorry about this. I know it's definitely the least entertaining part of what we're doing today. Because it's literally just, this looks good, or this looks bad. And me just cutting. Just, yeah, I mean, it's not as informative or entertaining, I'd say, but I guess this is the most time-consuming part of making fursuits is, honestly, it's just lots of repetition, all of it. There's very few parts that are actually unique and really fun, like shaping this foot. That part's super fun, but as soon as I get to shaving it, which I am right now, it's like, I don't wanna. And it's same with shaving the fur. It's really fun cutting out the fur. I like tracing the pieces, but as soon as it's time to shave it, I'm just sad. I'm just a big sad Caitlin. 'Cause I don't like shaving it. I guess, though, obviously, there must be something about this whole process that I like, because here I am. I'm entertained. Oh, how? Well, thank you. That makes me happy. Somebody's slightly entertained, maybe. Alright, this looks much, much, much better. So, honestly, this whole piece down here, we didn't even need. That's fine. It's all trial and error. That's just the way it is. You are gonna waste stuff, but that's fine. You're gonna get your final product, and that's what you're after, so. This shape, excellent. Awesome. I like it. I definitely need to do a little bit more rounding, but it's gonna be lots of fine detail, just me being nitpicky that, honestly, nobody will ever even see it. But, it's good enough for now, so where I can continue showing you guys in this little tutorial stream thing. So, this is good enough for now. When we get off stream, when I get off stream, I'll do a little bit extra cleanup work. Okay. Cool. So this is how it looks. And I'm actually just using the camera. I'm using my laptop screen to show me like a mirror. Awesome. Yeah, that looks great. So specifically, I'm looking at this angle right here. The angle that this, because when, alright. I can't just, like, explain something with words. It's like, I have to explain it and draw it and explain it again. Alright. Welcome to Shapes 101. That's what I'm gonna call it. Alright. Let's say you're drawing a character, yeah? You wanna draw a leg. I'm gonna draw it like this. Alright. So this is definitely like a furry leg, like some kind of wolf or something. But notice how I'm drawing it in D's. I have 3 D's here. A top, and then the middle one, and then the bottom one. It's all in a D shape. And, well, sometimes people try to draw legs like this. Well, I kind of messed it up a little bit, but they try to draw it like this. And the problem with that is it's kind of like a big puffy marshmallow man. Let me try one more time so it makes sense. Like that. And obviously, that very first one I drew has way, way, way more appeal. It looks a lot nicer, doesn't it? And the reason people do this, these two, where they make it like bubbly and extra and it doesn't look good, is because they're trying to add in detail. So it's like somebody who doesn't know, like this is the shape of an arm, right? Somebody who doesn't know that this bump here for this muscle and this muscle here, like there's a muscle that bumps up here and here. If you don't know where those muscles are, you're gonna end up, if you try to draw it and if you haven't studied anatomy at all, you might guess and it'll turn out something like this. So that's why it's so important to get reference and learn how to draw things. Like study what you're trying to draw before you draw it, or it's gonna end up weird. But anyways, so this is appeal. This is what we're talking about, is appeal. Making things look nice and appealing to the eye. Interesting to look at. So if you're trying to draw something, avoid the marshmallowy thing. And what you want to do is, if you're having trouble and you want to make things look appealing, start with D's. I'm serious. Like, start with D's. Like this D, and that D, and that D. Those 3 D's. Those 3 D's. The 3D, 3-dimensional, it made this leg look really nice. So, I need something to write on. Alright, this is fine. We're gonna just balance here for a minute. We're gonna balance Wonder World. Okay. So, let's say I don't know how to draw very well. You can still draw a whole furry just using D's. Just D's. So, D for the chest, a D for the leg here. I'll put a leg D here. A D here. I guess the head should be a circle. I'll put a D for the ears. And I can connect the neck. I don't need a D for that. And so for the arms, this is really hard to do it in a D form, but at the same time, there's a lot to be learned here. See, I have, there we go. Okay, so I was able to draw this semi-appealing character using only D's. And this is something that we did in art school as like an exercise, is trying to use straights against curves, and drawing in D's like this can really help you. So, keeping that in mind, we don't want our leg to look any other way than like this. Give me just a second, guys. I gotta draw this leg. Alright, well, I messed it up. I should have started with D's, am I right? Alright. actually, I'm just gonna use the D example here. Basically, I'm gonna outline this so it's easier to see. Okay, this was a good lesson until I realized right now I should have been using a pencil for this part. But that's fine. Or at least a pen. Alright. So, either this one or this one. This is what we're talking about. I guess this one's closer even. This is the leg we're trying to make. You need this curve, and then this curve, and then this curve. And don't forget the butt curve. So it's almost like... Little did you know this is going to be a whole class, a whole seminar on me teaching you how to do shapes. It's like playing catch with yourself. You need a curve, and then a curve, and a curve, and a curve. If you have a ball, it should be able to roll between those curves. But if you have all curves, like a big marshmallow man, not only does that not look appealing, but that's not what you're going for. So, I don't have the butt padding on. Here we go. Okay? And here's what we're getting to. We have the... Alright, I can't hold it. We have the curve of the butt, which goes down through here, the curve of the knee, and then the curve of the back of the leg. And those three curves, those three curves, they go together. Like water. Like Pocahontas says. So, it is... I should have opened this. It is important that your leg, knee, heel, I guess I'll call it heel, is not too high or too low, because right here, how these connect to each other, it flows wonderfully. If it's too high, it'll feel really, really, really weird. Like, let me grab this. Like, if this is up here, this doesn't flow anymore, if you can see. And if it's way too low, it looks... It could pass a little bit better if it's too low, but still doesn't look right. That's why you gotta get it perfectly. And if you need help, tape it on there, take a snapshot, send it to me, send it to your friends. We can help you try to get that right height. That height is everything. Advanced Leg Drawing 101! Oh, thank you. And that was, like, the most garbage legs I've ever drawn, too. Like, I did that with a Sharpie. I never draw with Sharpie. I should just have a drawing stream, seriously. Like, I'm not amazing, but honestly, I do like drawing. But I've been meaning to do, like a 3D stream, doing 3D modeling, too, so... LOL, when you have too many things you want to stream. And I gotta keep up on my gaming streams. I've just got so many things to stream. Alright, so this is better. Once again, I'm going to shave it a little bit better after we stream, but for the most part, this shape looks correct. So yeah, here's our foot. Here's our body. It looks good. And now the only thing left is... Well, I made sure it's the right height. Yeah, it looks good. And so now I'm just gonna explain the other stuff. Cause our foot, it's done. It looks great. It's done. The padding is done, I should say. That's what we're doing today, is just padding. Oh, that's so funny! No, I missed a lot. Actually, I missed a lot of stuff. Welcome to the foam floor. Seriously, we have foam. Okay, well, the cool thing is, if you're really, really clean about it, like, vacuum beforehand, and, don't get any, like, furs or threads or anything mixed in. I mean, all these little chunks of foam, like, not the ones that are, like, dust, but ones like this, that are there's actually some kind of substance. You can cut them into cubes and, use them to make pet beds. And I have, like, 10,000 cats, and so that's really helpful. You just gotta make sure it's clean, like, don't drop a Sharpie in there and scoop up a ton of... You know what I mean? Especially, oh yeah, keep needles away. Just keep it clean, and you can actually reuse it. It doesn't have to all go in the trash. I mean, most of this, like, most of this is finely shredded. I can't use, but there is a good number of bigger chunks here that I can use. Even if you don't have a cat, if you make it into like a pet bed, which is really easy, we should just do that. I mean, I did it one stream a long time ago, but we should do that another stream. If you do make it into a pet bed, I mean, shelters everywhere always need more supplies, always. If you donate it to a shelter, they would take it and be very, very happy about it. So, yeah. If you feel creative and you got some extra foam, do it. They would really appreciate it. Okay, so here is a butt padding. It's not the right size. I need a wider butt padding for this. But that's okay. This is basically, this is the shape you need. Literally like a toilet seat. This one's a bit wider. It's wide. Me commenting on my commission's butt. Anyways, so here's like a smaller one and here's like a wider one. So I just kept drawing out like a toilet seat pattern until I kind of liked it. So I drew it out, I cut it out, I'd hold it up to the mannequin, kind of see if it looks right or not. So this would go here. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. Which it should, because this is the one I already finished. So just keep trying, and eventually you'll get the shape that you need. And once you got the shape you need, that's when... Where's my foam? That's when we're gonna trace it onto the foam. And so yeah, it's same as before, same as the back of the calf. Trace it onto like 1/2 inch thick foam or 1 inch thick foam. Honestly, probably just a 1 inch. What did I say here? Oh, okay, I said 2 inches thick total. So that makes sense. Oh. I'm sorry. I hope you survive. I don't like needles. Well, thanks for sticking around so long. That was really nice, just hanging out. I liked that. I liked seeing you. So thank you. I hope you survive. Please don't die from needles. Needles freak me out. I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't like needles. They make me very unhappy. Just thinking about it. I'm very uncomfortable. Alright. Once again, I'm just gonna not bother angling the camera down right now. I think it's kind of unnecessary. I'm just cutting out my pattern here. So yeah, although I did make this pattern off stream, just draw it on some paper. You might have to tape the papers together. I mean, this is bigger than one sheet of paper, so I had to tape a few together. But just keep working on your pattern and piecing it together until you like one, like the shape that you made. And if you think you might use it again in the future, trace it onto a nice clean paper so it's not all Frankensteined. Which is what I did, otherwise this would be all messed up, because, boy, I had pieces, like, torn off, I had pieces, like, taped on, and it was crazy. When I'm making patterns, it's not a very clean, beautiful process. That's why you always, like, use what you made to make a final pattern that is beautiful and clean. Cool. So I should have just, I should have been smart about this and just kind of traced it, but I didn't want to, so lazy me, I'm just cutting it directly out using the pattern. That's why I'm making sounds, because I keep accidentally cutting into my pattern. I was just saying how I made like a nice version of my pattern, and now I'm just accidentally like cutting it up. Like, genius. But something I noticed after doing fursuit making stuff for so long, it's just like, no matter what you do, you're gonna need a pattern. Like, okay, Maybe there are some professionals out there who can just make something out of nothing, but not for me. I need a pattern. I will always need a pattern. So, if I'm gonna have to make a pattern, I'd much rather make it out of something affordable, like paper. And that's something that I didn't do when I was first getting started. I would just say, I would say, I got it close enough, it's gonna be good. I would cut it out on the foam, and then it would turn out to be completely the wrong shape. Or, like, it's like if I made this, but it was way too thin, and I put it on, it'd be completely a waste of foam. Just total waste of time and foam and money. It's just, just use paper to make your patterns. Do it right the first time, rather than cutting out the foam and finding out it's the wrong size. 'Cause, foam ain't cheap. And even if it was, that's such a waste, man. Like, don't fill up the landfills, you know, with more. We don't need to fill up the landfills with more foam. We've got enough, thanks. Alright, guys, I'm sorry about this. I'm almost done. So from last time I did this, I wrote myself a note that I would cut it out of 2-inch thick foam, if I had it, and then round it out from there. I don't have 2-inch thick foam because it's expensive, and, because I never use it for, like, anything. But in this one circumstance, 2-inch thick foam might have worked. But literally, I can't think of any other time I would use that for a fursuit. Like, the thickest I ever use is 1 inch. So, in that case, I just take the 1 inch and I'll glue it together. Because, honestly, 2-inch thick foam is very expensive for no reason. And it's just, it's unnecessary. It's not worth spending a lot of money, like, on something that you're gonna shave down most of it anyways. Like, you're able to do it with layers already with the 1-inch thick foam, so we'll just make that happen. Okay, so I used my pattern, and I made 2 layers of 1-inch thick butt padding. So what I'm gonna do is, first I'm gonna hold it up, make sure it looks okay. I hate my hair right now. I don't know why it's doing this. It's just kind of like clumpy and weird. I guess because I slept on it. Cool. So it does look thick enough. And it's the right shape. It looks good. So I'm just gonna glue these together. It's gonna just take a second. Sorry. And then we're gonna round it out just like we did with the leg down here. I need more glue. Ah. So the thing is, there's again, like I was saying earlier, how there's like a million ways you can make a fursuit. Some people use these padding directly in the fursuit. And what I mean is, like, this padding right here, this foam, that would go with you. Like, that's like fig bees. Fig bees is like this. It's just a hunk of the shaped foam, and that's part of my fursuit. I stuff it in the leg bodysuit, and there you go. Other people make little pillows out of it. Like, use this to make a pillow shape and put the pillow there instead. And honestly, I'm thinking that's the way to go. I think if you were to use this as your padding, I don't know if it's hotter or not, because I haven't tried the pillow padding myself, because I've only ever used this. But definitely, it keeps the shape better. Like, this keeps the shape much better than a pillow does. Oh, I'm going under. Hang on. So I've actually already made Indigo's padding for this. So this is his butt padding, his toilet seat. It goes right here. And that's exactly what it is. And so either I could send him home with this. Of course, I would put like a nice layer of lycra spandex fabric on top. So it'd be like nice like this, but it would be either this, which is, you know, tougher, thick, Or it would be this, which is just stuffing. This definitely travels much better because you can bend it in any direction. I think it's easier to take care of. You can throw it in the washing machine. But I think, honestly, the only thing better about using this directly, the upholstery foam, is it holds its shape better. Like, when you bend your knee, it looks good. But, honestly, that's not to say that the pillows don't hold the shape. They do. It's just slightly lesser. And it's worth it to me, in my opinion, to use the pillows. After, it's just so much easier to take care of. Like, you know, throw it in the washer when you need to wash it. And it's maybe, I mean, I don't know if it's hotter or less hot. I imagine it would be less hot. No. Honestly, it's probably about the same amount of heat. But I don't have any experience on which one would be more heat keeping, which one would keep more heat in, but sorry, I'm just kind of trying to make the glue stay for this butt. Yeah. I don't know. I think the only thing that the foam has over that is that it holds its shape slightly better when you lift your knee up to walk, I guess. But everything else, I mean, even it shreds easier too, like, I mean, I don't know, I just think that's why I'm putting this on here. And you can reuse this foam chunk too. I mean, I used this before for a different bodysuit I was working on. Because if you're not sending this foam knee with them, you know, you can reuse it for patterns. So basically, the only reason I need this foam knee is to get the pattern off of it. So, just like we made the butt, just like we made the heel, I shouldn't even have to show you guys how I made the knee. It's the same exact thing. Take a thin layer, wrap it around the leg. Take another thin layer, wrap it around the leg, glue it. Wrap another layer around the leg, glue it. And just make sure it still keeps that rounded shape. And, you know, then you just trim it. And there you go. I mean, same exact process. The hardest part, obviously, is just getting the right, the right shape. But as long as you make a paper pattern first, like, definitely, I mean, here's the leg, the front of the leg. Just make a pattern that is like round, like an oval on your leg here. And that's what I would do to get started. And then from there, I mean, you got it. And just like what we did before. I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention while I was here talking about this. No, I mean, that's it. So basically, this piece, I'm not sending this piece out. I'm sending the pillow home. I already made a pillow. So I have this piece taped on, and I'm actually going to have the butt taped on too, even though the butt is also going to be a pillow. The reason it's here is so that we can put saran wrap around it and make a pattern off of it. So, yeah. The pattern part is fun. Maybe we'll do that on stream too. But also because the heel, this right here is where it's going to be separated. That's where the zipper is going to be to separate the foot piece from the bodysuit. Because of that, I don't have to do this foot piece at the same time as my bodysuit. Like, I do the bodysuit separate. So when we cover this all in saran wrap to make a pattern, we'll only go down to here. We won't go past that point. Anyways, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm just getting really excited. Sorry. Right now we have this butt padding. We need to carve it to be the right shape. So, very generously, I'm just going to go around the edge and cut off all this extra. Ooh, I think I cut off a little too much. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna round it around the edges here. It'll be good. You'll see. So you need this to get the right shape for the bodysuit pattern, and you need it to make the pillow shape. But this foam itself is just gonna stay with you. You're not gonna send this out. That's not to say that you can do a bad job on it. You still need to do a good job on it, because obviously you gotta get that right shape. It needs to be good. Plus, if you're able to reuse it for like patterning future suits, you just want it to be a nice thing that you can reuse a few times. Alright, so I rounded it out really, really roughly. I just took the blade and went all the way around the edge. Boop. Oh, I gotta raise the camera a little. There we go. Maybe that's high enough. So right here. There we go. Alright, so I am kind of blocking it a little bit, and I'm sorry about that, but I gotta get this lined up. Ugh. So, this is the part where you gotta look at, it. I would tape it up, look at it from far away. Does it have this curve, and this curve? They all have to flow in one big piece. And honestly, the butt, it looks like the padding is too big right now, so I'm still gonna shave it down more. Whoa, almost fell down there. That wouldn't have been good. Alright. Doesn't matter how much space I clear, there is just never enough space for me. I guess in some strange way that means I just get to make less of a mess, so less space to get messy, I guess. Alright. Sorry guys, so I'm just shaving this butt to be a little bit thinner, a little bit more rounded. Just rounded in general. Just keep rounding it until it's ready. And when is it ready? When the microwave dings. That's how I know my mac and cheese is ready. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm just really hungry, okay? Alright, so this is definitely gonna need lots more work. Lots more rounding out. So I'm just gonna finish this one side, this one tiny spot actually, and then I'll show you guys just so you can get an idea of how it's supposed to look, and then I'll do the rest of the shaving of it off camera, because it's gonna take me a few minutes to get it perfect the way I like it. So yeah, I'm almost done with this part, and I'll show you guys. Because this butt padding isn't supposed to be super thick. The reason I started with 2-inch thick foam is because I want the thickest part of it is supposed to be 2 inches thick. The rest of it is supposed to be thinner than that. So, where's the part I worked on? Okay. So here's the part I did not work on. I just kind of went around once. Here's the part I started shaving. It looks super, it goes off the edge. It's flat here, you know, that's it. And so it'll look like this. Very rounded. This is the highest part in this center here is the highest part, and everything else is lower. So right now it looks kind of like a big brick, and that's not correct. But just for now, that's enough of me showing you guys to where it should make sense. So right here, so let's just pretend I finished rounding this out. It's gonna be good enough just for now. So I'm just gonna tape this on there. Oh! Just so we can get a good look at it. Ah! Well, that didn't work. Just fell right off. Okay. Let's try again. That'd be surprising if I was just like, let's give up. Like, totally opposite. Let's give up now. Alright. So this poorly taped on thing, this is where we're at now. Yeah, that's pretty great. I mean, it looks great. I'm pleased. I am gonna get a different riser, because this is not holding up. This tape roll is just not holding it up. I just need 2 inches, some book or something. I'll get a book to hold it up. But yeah, this looks great. So this angle right here, this is the exact angle where this is gonna cut off. So this part above is gonna be the bodysuit. This part below is all one big foot paw piece. So that's how that's gonna work. So I hope that made sense. You should have enough information from last stream and this stream to make not only the foot paw, but all the padding, actually. So I should just rename this, actually. Digi padding. Honestly, I think I will. I wonder if that's gonna mess people up on YouTube. We'll see. I hope I don't confuse people. I'm gonna probably rename it, because that's what we did. We did the Digi padding. Yeah! If you're working on something like this, if you need help with shapes, or you're wondering if things look correct, or any questions of any kind, hit me up on the Discord, or the Twitter, or my email. I think it's all in the description on the YouTube video, or in the Twitch description area. It's all there. Yeah. I think we're done for today. I think that's it. So, I'm not sure if I'm gonna show it this time, but now what I'm gonna do is, the next step is to take saran wrap. That's this clear cellophane wrap, and just go around the whole body, whole thing, over the padding, everything. And then, on top of that, you put another layer of duct tape, and then you take the Sharpie, you draw your pattern on top, and then you carefully cut the top layer, cut that whole saran wrap duct tape pattern layer off, without cutting the foam or the dummy underneath. And that's how you get your pattern pieces. So, I feel like that's something I really do want to show one day, but I need to go, and I can't stream all day because I'm not able to do that. It's just I do not have the energy to keep up. But that is the next step, and that's good for now. I'm gonna show you guys more. If you have any questions, ask me. I think that's it. Yeah, I'll show that one day. I'll do patterning on the bodysuit one day. So don't worry about that. One day I'll do it. But until then, I think I've given enough information where you should be able to do it. Cool. And it's just like patterning any other thing. It's like you just draw the shape on there, and you draw an arrow which way the fur goes, and you cut it. Yeah. Cool. So, thank you for joining me on this journey. Now I need to make this other foot match, and I'm gonna start making the bodysuit on this. So I will see you guys in the future. We're gonna do more streams. I haven't been doing enough streams lately. But my family emergency business is mostly over now. So hopefully I'll have less trouble, and I'll be able to just be here more often, because I'm really excited to get back to things. So, alright, well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know it's a really awkward time because it's during the school day. It's like 12:42 p.m. Most people are in school right now. So, yeah. Alright, well, have a good one. Bye, guys.